Peace, love to the family. Alkaline state of mind, tuning in. Earth. Send the heart chakra, love, frequency, love is the answer to everything in life. And one must dive deep into your mental health. And one must operate from the heart center. So peace, love to the family. How's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? I hope all is well. Hope everyone is continuing to apply the pressure in the area of your mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, intellectual, financial, etc., etc. But I want to speak real quickly. I just was tuning into a person's live, um, and I've been hearing these bad things being said about Victor, Dr. Sebi'S son, and I think it's very sad and is at the same time disturbing. But if I can add a different perspective that is not emotional and geared towards more of what it is, man, that I stand for and what I try to push out, you know what I mean, in my videos, where I always say, love is the answer to everything in life. And most of the time, when a person's actions is so erratic and all over the place, up and down, and we have multiple of people, saying things that just don't line up with the mission that this person should be trying to put forth, being that, you know what I mean, they are carrying the legacy of their father. This is very crucial. So just to hear these things being said about Dr. Sebi's son Victor is I just want to say to the family that, if you are an individual and you are getting into it with this individual, try to approach it in the mannerism of understanding, because clearly something is wrong. There's a big disconnection taking place. And I know one must defend themselves, defend their honor, you know what I mean, especially if they being talked about in such a fashion, man, where lies is being told and things of this nature. But at the same time, taking it to a deeper level, coming from wisdom, you know what I mean, and a keen level of awareness in one's character, you know what I mean, your approach while dealing with people. I've had a interaction recently. I left a comment on someone's post, and I had someone come to me in disagreement, and then started coming into my inbox, went on my page, started saying things, and the whole time my responses remained, you know what I mean, in a state of sakina, aka calmness, and deep concern, because anytime someone is calling names and name calling to try to stress their opinion, you know what I mean, because at the end of the day, that's all it is, and we can agree to disagree. There's no need for the name calling. This is not necessary. But when one is pushing out this type of character, it shows that this person is going through some heavy emotional imbalance within their physical, and they are going through things in life to the point where they may be lashing out at you because they see a certain quality that you possess that they may want, or they may be a little bit jealous. So what I perceive from this and how I approach it is an opportunity to establish a teaching moment in this person's life. Now, this may not take place in the immediate interaction that we are having and partaking in at that specific time, but later on down the line, or even when, the back and forth stops, you know what I mean, this person will think within themselves, and that's only if the opposite individual remain in a state of sakina and keep responding with love, concern, knowledge, wisdom, sharing of information, and also pointing out, definitely pointing out, you know what I mean, that this person is coming from a state of emotional imbalance. This is not how you're supposed to act. Things of this nature. Definitely, these are things that must be said to this individual. But at the end of the day, I look at it as a teaching moment, you know what I mean? And this is how a person will begin to develop, you know what I mean, better character in the future. And hopefully, if they are truly seeking truth, answers in their lives, then they'll come to know sooner than later that their actions was not what it should be, and hopefully they'll even apologize, because doing that will set them off on a journey to be able to receive after, and then also it would show that they learned from that lesson. So their value will be raised, you know what I mean, for them to overcome whatever it is that they was going through and no longer have to go back to that lesson because they done passed that test. You know what I mean? And that's a big thing to do. And it depends on where a person is at, and things of this nature. But what is taking place with Victor, um, you know, I'm Honduran, you know what I mean? And we have a thing where we say, oh, if we up here into the Americas and, one is looking for a wife, we would say, oh, well, you need to go home and get you a wife from Honduras, one that is not affected by this Western society, ideology, philosophy, the ways and actions, where everyone is functioning under the conventional way, aka doing the same thing as everybody else. You know what I mean? This is how you know also that we are all connected on a very deep level, family. We all come from the one. You know what I mean? So, but I don't want to get too much into that. That's a whole nother video. But I'm Honduran, and I know back home, you know, people from other countries that's not affected from the type tactics that goes on in one's character here in the Americas, this Western world, is totally different. So for him to be pushing out that type of energy, being that I'm sure he was born in Honduras, you know what I mean? Because I wasn't born in Honduras, I was born in Miami, but my mother, my father, my ancestors, grandmother, you know what I mean, is all from Honduras, from that area. So, and I've been back home in my younger years. I haven't been back in quite some time, but in due time, you know what I mean, once I get things situated within my life, after it taking a turn due to my earlier, younger years, you know what I mean, moving and grooving, so to speak. But yes, family, you know, the character and the morale coming from that space, aka Honduras, is just totally different. They have the sun, they got access, man, to the herbs that you can literally just walk out into nature and find. They It's the land of the riches, land of deep healing, and truly, truly a beautiful place. So to hear these things about Dr. Sebi'S son, family, it lets me know that he has been affected. Um, Something has taken place upon his journey that has established a deep, heavy disconnection within his mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, intellectual, even. You know what I mean? And you know, if I can have the opportunity, and I'm putting it out into the universe, to be able to speak to this man, um, then I would love to have the opportunity to attempt to help the brother. But if you are an individual that go through these certain situations with people, and continuing to go through it with Victor, Dr. Sebi'S son, use it as an opportunity to engage on a higher spiritual, intellectual level, coming from a place of love, compassion, and deep understanding. And it takes a certain level of awareness. Perception is dealing with observation. Observation is dealing with perception. Sometimes, observing, this is why if you truly want to know the Creator, if you truly want to know on a higher level, family, just step out into nature and observe. Be quiet, be still, and just listen and observe with your five senses. Send the heart chakra love frequency to all the family and the people of the world. And love is the answer to everything in life. And one must dive deep into your mental health, and one must operate from the heart center. Now, with this individual that I had got into it just a couple of days ago, I want to say yesterday or the day before, I kept approaching him, with love, and that was part of what I said, because I responded to a gentleman speaking about, you must forget about this one and that one. And if you keep focusing on people, this is going to affect you. Listen, the human body is the ultimate technology. Nothing can affect you unless you allow it to, family. Now, of course, things can become draining when you are putting in time and effort into an individual, you know what I mean? And it may not be going in the way that you think that it should go. But if we are truly understanding of the Creator and what the Creator has created and all of what is taking place in this world, people tend to get into a certain space where they would make these comments like, oh, well, if I was to speak to God, and see, your understanding of the Creator is totally different. Like, this goes so deep, man. I pray and I meditate to have the words to be able to articulate in this shitty English language to the best of my ability to convey to my people, man, the ultimate understanding of the Creator, because a lot of people do not know. Shapeless, formless, in and out of form, pure energy, even down to the littlest of insect. You know how you could be seeing something crawling? Have you ever thought in your mind to say, well, where the fuck did that come from? Now, that's when we will have to get off into bacteria and fermentation and things of this nature, and what comes out of that, what life forms come out of that. And you are made up of a whole bunch of germs and bacteria. And, a lot of people would tend to think that this is a bad thing, you know what I mean? But for example, your microbiome has all of these things, man, stored in it. The human body is the ultimate technology, family. It is the ultimate science. So if you truly want to know, then you dive deep internally and dive deep into information, man, that is gonna be geared towards, man, the understanding of this great mechanism, this ultimate, man, technology right here. You know what I mean? Between your chest, your brain. I just posted a post, you know what I mean, from a book, a powerful book, family, that your mind literally, if you say, anytime you put focus on a particular thing and you add feelings and emotion into this thing, and sometimes, man, deep worry, you know what I mean, that's emotions. But when it becomes heavy and when it becomes routine and consistent, then ultimately that is going to establish itself into your reality, because you have now created that and bring extreme value to it from your thinking, feelings, and emotions. You know what I mean? Everything formulates from a thought. Through that thought, the wheels get to turning. from the wheels beginning to turn, now you're putting feelings and emotions into it. And then once that happens, then it's like you get off into a trance, and then you start to visualize, you know what I mean, these things. And then as the wheels continue, boom, now it's into your reality. I made this video too long because I did not go live. And I want to post this, man, specifically on my Instagram. So it's at 15:30. So I'm going to stop it right now because I went a little bit overboard. I know I only got 15 minutes. Peace, love to the family. May everyone dive deep and apply the pressure. Peace, love.